check, 1 2 1 2. Mic check, 1 2. What up, everyone? Welcome to the G-Lew Show live Friday night. Well, we're starting late because, as you all see, we just witnessed, I don't know what you want to call that, but shout out to Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. Man, that was kind of hard to watch, but shout out to Mike Tyson for being 58 years old, going out there, giving it what he had. I think Jake Paul should be ashamed of himself, but I don't know, man. But nonetheless, I had to watch that fight, so we're late, but we are here. We got a special guest tonight. He's coming backstage in 1 minute. Hang tight, everyone. Happy Friday night. I'm just actually glad Mike didn't get knocked out, because that would have been sad to see. And Jake Paul should be ashamed of himself. Let me just say that for the record. Jake Paul, you need to fight somebody, man. A real fighter for once, man. Jake Paul only fights old, washed-up fighters. That's his claim to fame. He knocks them out, but he only fights old fighters, man. You need to fight somebody, man, like, pick on someone your own size, buddy. But shout out to Mike, man, for hanging in there, man. I think Jake Paul kind of felt sorry for him, so at least he gave him that respect, man. But that was kind of sad to watch. Netflix just, I don't know. But shout out to everyone in the chat tonight. Good evening, everyone. Happy Friday night. Sagittarius season is coming. Just let you know that. I want to give a happy birthday shout out to my brother JoJo, celebrating his birthday this weekend, and all the Scorpios out there. Much love and respect. Okay. The homie just pulled up, man. Let's get this shit cracking. Friday Night Live, the G-Lew Show. We are back.
OPGRINDMODE since the age of 13. Dodging many obstacles as a teen in these streets, consistently getting apprehended by the whole league. Even my own family turned their back on me. Just see that boy won't amount to it. Use it as motivation and moved out that bitch. Dude's fingers in the air like I'm out this bitch. Activate the switch and committed to the grip. Flip the script all while remaining authentic. Down in the focus and never look back. I'm a wild lad to a full-time active dad. Before doing muscle ups in the squat rack. On the weekend in the stew working on tracks. No cap or fiction, spitting off facts. In the league on my own grind, ethics unmatched. I wake up in the morning, money on my mind in operation grind mode. I throw up my fit and my kicks as I'm heading out the door. In pursuit of success, cause that's the only way that I roll. Well connected in the game like Connect 4. Running circles like you squares like tic-tac-toe.
Ain't good to worry about the bill when I'm in that zone.
Yeah, without any further ado, I am G-Lew. Welcome back to the G-Lew Show. What's up, everyone? On a Friday night, we got a very special guest, and he is in the building. Want to welcome my special guest. He is here. What up, homie?
Hey, what's going on, bro?
How you
I
doing?
appreciate. I'm doing all right. Just got done watching this Tyson fight.
Man, hold up. Before we start, what you think about that, man? Give me your thoughts, bro. Give me your thoughts, homie.
I'm glad that it wasn't fake. You know what I mean? I was kind of concerned that it was going to be just scripted all the way.
Right.
It was kind of sad to see. Tyson. He pretty much don't got it anymore. I mean, his legs is gone.
Yeah.
But he's still legend in my eyes, man.
Oh, for sure. And that's why I think people tune in. That's why the house is packed, because people
Yeah.
Tyson, man. Tyson is a legend. It's just
Sure.
sad to see in that light. I think I'm just glad he didn't get knocked out. I'm glad he hung in there.
Yeah. I was worried about that one too. Like, man, don't knock him out.
I seen from the beginning he just didn't look right, man. You know what I mean? You could tell that age, was there. It was showing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
So I really think Jake Paul too, man. Jake needs to fight some real fighters, man. I mean, respect to him. He's getting his money, but all he fights is like old fighters, bro.
Exactly. One thing I can say though, I was telling my son the same thing, right? Like if you look at Jake Paul's 227 pounds compared to Tyson's 228, you can see the difference, man. Like I want to be 58 and still be shaped like that, man. That's motivating right there.
For sure. And I would say that's what got me hyped, because I'm like you, leading up to the fight, I wasn't too hyped. I'm like, I didn't know if it was gonna be scripted. It's on Netflix. And I'm like, Mike is too old, but as it was building up, Mike looked good. He looked back in shape. So that hyped me up a bit. But I think once the fight got started, it showed that I don't know, man. But
them legs gone.
them legs gone, bro. Them legs, man. But so sorry, Relay people. We had to watch that fight. I had to, man. I actually forgot it was on tonight, man, but I had to watch that. But nonetheless, man, we are here. Blessed to be here, man. Won't you welcome my guest to the show, but why don't you let everyone know who you are, brother?
I appreciate everybody tuning in. I appreciate G-Lew, man, for having me on this podcast. My name's Celeon, aka Mr. Building Bridges. Originally from Berlin, Germany, by the way of Kansas City, Missouri. Yeah.
That's what's up. And that's pretty deep in itself, man. Coming from Berlin, tell us a little bit. I don't know how much time you spend in Berlin, but tell us a little bit about Berlin and then making that transition to America, bro, and then going to Kansas City mode.
It was a crazy ride. So I always tell people, I had a good childhood living in Germany. Believe it or not, it wasn't as racist as you would think it would be.
Right.
I actually had a pretty good childhood. I was in Germany from birth till about 12 years old.
Okay.
And going to Kansas City was more like a vacation. It was an abrupt move. We went on vacation. My mom said, "Hey, we gonna stay here. We're not going back." So you got to think. I went from primarily speaking German, speaking a little bit of English, to now I'm in the American school system, and having to force myself to learn to speak English. And what I'm saying, get acclimated to the different backgrounds. I went from pretty much a primarily white background to now I'm in Kansas City. It's like a night and day difference. You know what I mean?
Wow.
It was crazy. I was getting in trouble a lot, you know what I mean? Because everybody had me saying all the bad shit, you know what I mean? The bad words in school. I'm always getting in trouble.
Right.
But yeah, my homies got me through it though.
Hey man, that's dope. Dope story. But man, you wouldn't even know. I mean, I could hear it a little bit, but you I mean to like you said, come here and learn English, knowing that you primarily spoke German. You wouldn't even know that, bro. You speak real good English, bro. Like you sound like like a regular homie, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got Americanized for sure.
Wow, that's dope.
Definitely,
That's
definitely.
pretty dope, brother. And then to come to Kansas City, I'll be first. Let me speak on. We got some Kansas City fans in the house. But how does it feel to be in Kansas City? I don't know if you're a Chiefs fan, but you guys just happen to have the best football team.
Yo, Chiefs fan from day one. You know what I mean. So to see that the era that we in now, man, it's for one, it's surreal. You know what I mean? Because we had a lot of terrible seasons and shit.
Right, right,
Get to
right,
the playoffs, get knocked out. You know what I mean? So to be in this Mahomes era right now, hey, I'm loving it.
right,
I'm
right.
loving it.
That's dope,
Most
man.
definitely.
That's dope. So you coming here? Was that like a military thing? Were you like a military baby, or what was what was the move to the states?
I mean, yeah, we do got military in the family, you know what I mean? But my mom's side is straight German, you know what I mean? And my dad, he was American. My grandfather was in the military, and it was more of a family introduction type move, you know what I mean? So we went to Kansas City to meet some of the family members,
Right.
and my mom said, "Hey, we gonna stay here," and that's kind of how it went down, and and just kind of navigated myself through all the trials and tribulations I had to deal with as a young teen, in KC.
Right, because that's a real like what's the word I'm looking for? Like delicate age to move when you're coming of age from a boy really in their teenage years.
Exactly.
Pretty big. What would you say? Even let me ask you this: before coming to the states, did you know a lot about America? Did you hear a lot about it? Like growing up, did you look up to America? Like what did you think about America before coming over here? And what was the biggest like changing thing for you?
I mean, like most cats that's overseas. I mean, it was hip hop.
Right,
Hip hop was my introduction to the states. You know what I mean? And that longing. So I only knew what I heard through the music for real, and movies and things like that. You know what I mean? But that was pretty much it. But I was really embedded in music. I always loved it. You know what I'm saying? From the early '80s with the Run DMC era, Fat Boys,
right,
Rakim,
right,
to NWA,
right.
even Two Live Crew and all of that. You know what I mean? Like I went through all those phases.
That's right. That's right. You know your shit. I hear it. I hear it. But so even as a kid, you were getting your hip hop in Germany. Was hip hop a big force over there?
Oh yeah, for sure,
Oh,
definitely, definitely. I remember being 10 years old and jumping on the damn bus to go all the way downtown Berlin to pick up a record.
wow.
You know what I mean? Like that's how crazy it was. Like hip hop has always been there. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Right.
why I love what I do. It's because of
Right.
that. It takes me all the way back.
That's dope,
And
man.
as you see on my hoodie, right? Like this is what it's about, man. I got Pac on there. I got my favorite E40. You
E40. I
know what I mean?
had in your bio
Yeah,
that you 40. I'm gonna get to that.
yeah,
Go ahead.
yo, X-rated. You know what I mean? Tech Nine.
Okay.
So
Tech.
I'm embedded. I'm embedded in this.
Right.
I
And
love this.
you dope too. I've been listening to some of your music, man. Before you came on, and you're dope too, man. Dope artist,
I
lyrics,
appreciate that.
the whole
I
get down.
appreciate that.
And so I respect people like you. Just hearing you, bro, I know that you really got respect for the culture and the hip hop, and that's big. And especially you coming from another country, really, you raised here. I mean, you come as a kid, but
Yeah,
to have
yeah, yeah.
respect for the culture, that's big. You know what I mean? Who were well, I guess you just said some of your artists coming up that you admire. What is it about? Let me jump into it. Like you say, E40 is your favorite artist. What is it about 40? I mean, you come from not only I know too. The Bay seems like the Bay and
Yeah.
Kansas City. That whole they
It's
have
that
a
it's that connection.
yeah,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
have that connection though. You know what I mean? But what
Yeah.
is it about E40?
Man, the thing about E40, man, is the longevity, the consistency. You know what I'm saying? Like, whenever E40 drops an album, you know what you're gonna get. You know you're gonna get some slabs. You're gonna get some life lessons. You know what I mean? It's not just It's substance. You know what I mean? E40 gives you all different phases of it, man. And he's been holding it down for many moons, and still one of the coldest in the game. I mean, a lot of folks stole their lingo from him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to pay homage to 40 as one of the coldest in the game, in my opinion. You know?
Yeah, that's a fact. I say that as well because E40 is one that has not. I mean, we just talked about Mike and people getting old, especially in hip hop. That was a thing where, you know, rappers don't last that long. A lot of rap, you know, hip hop, that was a thing, but now it's changed a lot. But E40 is one that has gotten older and has almost gotten better. You know what I mean? Like he don't,
Exactly. Yeah.
and his game, he keeps up his flows and his cadence, but his, like you said, game and knowledge, the shit he's saying connects even more. You know what I mean? E40 always has something to say. He's gonna give you game, and he's not gonna lack on his shit. He's gonna give you double, triple albums. I don't know how many project E40 has altogether. Maybe like 30, 40. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. Too many to count, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Shout out to 40. And then you spoke on Tech Nine. I want to speak on Tech Nine being from Kansas City. He's also an innovator for a lot of things that he's done in his career. Not only a dope artist, but he's a independent innovator too. He's one of the ones that changed the game independently, man, early on. Can you speak on Tech Nine?
I could definitely speak on him. Funny story, actually. I mean, Tech Nine always been a local legend. I mean, way back, right? Since the Mitch Bay days.
Right.
The funny story is, man, like 96, 97, I actually had the opportunity. I actually moved next door to him.
Oh wow.
In this suburban area, Grandview, Missouri. Just happened to move next door to him. I thought everybody was lying. They're like, man, you know, Tech, your neighbor, right? I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here, man. I don't believe that shit.
Right.
And look, Lord and behold, man, like Tech Nine was really living next door to me. We even used to go outside, and you know what I'm saying, I was just comparing tattoos and shit, talking about just random shit for real, you know what I mean? So to see that where he was and to where he's at now, like that shit, that makes me feel good, you know what I'm saying? Like I was one of the cats, not an official street team member, you know what I'm saying? But in my military days, man, I was handing out free Tech Nine CDs and shit, trying to push the word out. Wow. Everybody thought I was crazy back then. Like, man, get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Right.
So to see that he blew up, the #1 independent rapper, and he's from KC,
yeah,
man, that's solid. That shit makes me proud, man.
Yeah, man.
For real.
Shout out to Tech Nine, man. Came a long way, and like you said, really changed the game. And
yeah.
Independently with his own label and with the merch, he changed the game with the merch stuff. You know, all that, man. What Tech Nine did, it was incredible. You know what I mean? I think you froze up, but I still hear you, so I don't know.
Oh damn, for real?
Yeah, I don't know. Chat, let me know if I'm tripping or not. But it's all good. I hear you, and we got a good still picture of you, so it's all good.
Okay. Yeah, I'm doing it on my phone, man. So you know, I don't know. Plus, I'm out here in Germany and shit. The internet is not the greatest.
Right. It's all good, brother. It's all good. He said no. He's good. Okay. All right. We're good. Okay.
Good?
So,
okay.
Yeah. Everyone said we're good. Okay. So tell us about your journey as far as you getting into like hip hop, or not hip hop, but getting into rap. But when did you start actually? I'm sure you probably were rap. Everyone raps as a kid, does their thing. But
yeah, of course.
Get into it, you know, physically.
All right. I say the first official time would probably be in I want to say, what's that, 90, maybe like I think 99.
Okay.
98, 99. We were actually, me and my crew 725, we were actually on the same small independent label, Hellbound Records, with Fat Tone.
Oh,
and I actually went to school with Fat Tone and everything, like back in junior high and shit, man. So
wow.
I mean, we weren't like solid homies or nothing, but we, you know what I'm saying, we knew each other and things of that nature, and we was on the same little label, whatever.
Right.
So we did this independent compilation called "It Starts in the Middle." It had Killer Tay on there.
Okay.
And I think that was like the first time we had that real solid KC and Bay Connect. I know we had it prior to with Rich the Factor and JT the Bigger Fig and all of that.
Right.
But with like the Killer Tay and the Sibo, that merger, I think it happened with that compilation.
Right.
Um, so I started in '99, but I don't really like none of the music I did back then for real. I feel like it didn't really have any substance for real. You know what I mean? So I don't even like even dig back to that. I feel
Right.
like I got better as I got older when I had more things to talk about.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
Um, yes, I did that in '99, and then I kind of took a break. I put my career at the forefront. You know, I'm focusing on family and everything and things of that nature. And then I got back into it. I want to say 2017. We formed Like Minds with some cats that I worked with, and it kind of took off from there. You know what I mean? Like we formed a solid little team, and we started hitting the streets out here in Europe. So it's kind of crazy that my journey, my music journey, would start back when I got back to Germany.
Wow.
That's when it started back up and started taking off for real, for real. And
So
since then, honestly, I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, bro.
No, I was saying, and since then, I just kind of like took off, and I started building these connections with other artists, like-minded artists. You know what I mean? They have the same drive, same passion, and just want to do dope music. You know what I mean? My thing is, at this point in my life, I do it for me first. You know what
Right.
I mean? If I like it, then hopefully somebody else will too. But I'm not chasing to be accepted. I'm doing
I,
music for me because it's my therapy.
I agree, brother. I agree totally. My sentiments as well. Why I do it. I do it for the love. So tell us about you made a full circle going back to Germany to yeah, tell us about that. I didn't even know that, bro. Tell us about how that happened and how that transition and how does it feel to make that, come full circle with it.
Yeah, so I got brought back to Germany due to my job. You know what I mean? So coming back initially, man, it was surreal. You know what I mean? Like it was really emotional to go back to my childhood era where I grew up at, and I
Right.
left so abruptly. You know what I mean? So I never really got to say goodbyes to anybody. You know what I mean? I just left, and
Right.
then I came back as a grown man with my own kids. So it was
Wow.
kind of crazy, closing the loop on that. But man, it's been a blessing to know that I came back here, and because I speak German, it opened so many doors for me and my team.
Right.
You know what I mean? And now we got our own little thing going. So it's been cool. It's been kind of cool to see that happen.
Man, I think that's hella dope, bro. And then you get to bring your family, your kids, so they get to experience that as well, man. How did they take? I mean, how did your kids? I mean, even were they cool with that? Like, did they like coming back, or how did they feel about that? And how are they now?
I mean, I think initially, everybody was kind of excited and everything, but then my job took me back to the States temporarily, and then COVID hit, and I think COVID kind of killed a little bit of everything, man. So it affected my kids pretty hard.
Right,
So the last 2 3 years been pretty rough, man. Been more focused on the family front and rebuilding and getting everybody mentally healthy. You know what I mean?
right, right, right.
So
How was it going back to Germany though as a grown man? Like, did you see a big change? Did you feel different? Was everything? Did you come back to same people, or was it totally different? How was it for you coming back?
coming back, like I said, it was surreal. When I went back to my old neighborhood, it was kind of like a shock. You know what I mean? Because it has changed a lot. But then when I went to my grandmother's house, it's like the same building. My aunt still lived in the same apartment building. Like it was crazy. It's like just this major time lapse. You know what I mean? To be 12 years old and then here I am now, a grown man in the same place. Like it's hard to explain. It was just really, really weird and awkward, man. But I mean, really emotional. You know what I mean? I even shed some tears. I ain't gonna lie.
Right, right. Would you say Germany has changed a lot, like from when you? Because I mean, everything changes, but some
Yeah.
stays the same as well. But would you say Germany has changed a lot? Maybe like more. I don't know. When you were 12, it was more different. It could be like, and even America takes effect on a lot of countries as well. Like, has it be like? Do you feel it's changed like in that aspect? Like,
Yeah, I feel like it's even more of a melting pot now, than it was before.
right,
I mean, you definitely see the American culture, man. Like,
right, right. That's what I meant.
it, it, I think the coolest part for me for being a hip hop head, right? I feel like in America, hip hop has kind of lost
It
its root, right?
preach.
But then you go overseas. You go overseas, man, and hip hop is alive. They still do. They still breakdancing, the
Yeah.
graffiti, like everything that hip hop was built on. You still see it when you leave America. And that's the crazy part.
You know, I hear that a lot, bro. I haven't been I've been a few places, but I hear that a lot. Like, and even people here, especially the real hip hop heads and older heads that really respect the hip hop culture, they say that they see that, and the people in other countries appreciate the hip hop more than the people here in the States these days. Unfortunately, man, like you get so much, and that's in all the cultures. Like, as far as the hip hop or whatever culture being from the coast, you got people in Japan that respect the culture of West Coast. Then you got people everywhere else that just respect hip hop. You know what I mean? More than do. You know, like you said, with the breakdancing, graffiti, the clothes, the get down, the all that shit. It's like they respect it and appreciate it more than the people here do, right?
Definitely. I mean, my team could tell you know what I mean. We did way more here in 2 years than I've ever done in the States. You know what
Wow.
I'm saying? I had people let me use their studio free of charge, gave me keys to the building, said, "Hey, you good?
Right.
Let me use their studio." I had to bring my own equipment in. Didn't even charge me. We did it. We did a video, our first video shoot as Like Minds. The owner let me get the spot for free and brought out the drinks.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like you don't get that kind of treatment in the States. That's
Yeah.
why it's hard for me to want to have to leave Europe and shit. But I mean, it is what it is. But it's kind of cool to see that my music career revived itself
Right. Right.
here in Europe. You know what I mean? So
Right. That's what's up. What? How about over there? Like, what's the? I know they respect the whole culture and get down, but what do they like more over there? Like in Germany, because I like say different parts of countries. I think like certain different hip. They all like it all, but it seems like say like Japan, they love the West Coast. I hear, you know what I mean? Different. What is Germany like the most over there?
I mean, I feel like Germany has like it's a little bit of everything, right? But I mean,
Right.
I was the West Coast always going to be at the forefront. You know what I mean? When you got ambassadors like Snoop Dogg and shit like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because all them cats come over all the time, man. You know what I mean? Like so, Germany is more of a melting pot of everything. You know what I mean? I saw one of my favorite guys, man, who's also on my hoodie, Devin the Dude. He came. He
Dude,
came to Germany. That's my guy, man. Like he
right.
came out here and it was packed. You know what I'm saying? So
That's what's
it's a
up.
little bit of everything. Yeah.
That's what's up, man. That's crazy. You said Devin the dude. That's
Uh,
crazy. That's what's
he
up.
my top five for sure. Top five for sure, man.
Hey, I'm glad you said that, man, because I don't think Devin gets his propers, man. You know what I mean? His respects,
Yeah.
because Devin is a cool dude, man. You know what I mean? But he's real. He's dope. He's funny. He just brings all that shit we love about him.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
you know what I mean, the comedy, the lyrics, you know what I mean, all of that. I love Devin too, man. Shout out to Devin the dude, man.
Indeed. Indeed.
Yeah. Who would you say? I know, man. Oh, let me go back to this. I was going to ask you about being in Kansas City. You talked about all the KC artists, the Bay connection. How was that time? I know, even though the Bay and KC are close, I know it was a time where it was some static. You know, when the shit was going on a little bit here and there. Like you said, Fat Tone and the Mac Dre,
Yeah.
this stuff. How was that for the people in KC? And I know it came back together later, but how was that time? How did it affect you, or what did you think about that whole thing?
Man, so when that happened, I was living in San Diego at the time, but I know Kansas City always had a love for Mac Dre. You know what I mean? Like
Right,
they love Mac Dre, so it hit everybody just as hard as it did the Bay Area. You know what I'm saying?
right,
And Fat Tone had a lot of love too. So it was just one of those situations, man. Just you hate for it to have happened in Kansas City.
right,
You know what
right,
I'm saying? But I'm glad that everything came out and everybody worked through that shit and the real information came out and they got past that.
right, right, right,
But the Bay and Casey always been close. When I came from Germany, man, I was a big East Coast head. I was
right.
in the Onyx and shit like that. You know what I mean?
That's right. Shout out
Real
to
big East Coast head. Yeah. And then I moved to KC and everybody was clowning me like, man, what the fuck you got on, man? Like everybody was clowning me, right?
right,
And then it was my partner Dagwood. He put me up on E40, and slowly but surely, man, I just kind of got embedded in it. Then Rich the Factor, man. his connection with JT the Big Fig, and then the whole GLP Cam, Cam Fan Quinn and Messi Marvin and all them, man. And I just got embedded into that shit. Like it's something about that production, man. That production and then the game, man.
Yeah, yeah.
You just can't beat it, man.
That's
Yeah,
what
you can't beat it.
that's what set the Bay apart. You know what I mean? I'm from Los Angeles,
Yeah,
but the Bay always had what I respect about the Bay is they always had their own thing. They stood on their own thing. They never wanted to be mixed up. Like even though they're California, they're the Bay. They're their own kind of thing.
yeah,
You know what I mean? They set trends. You know what I mean? And they always stood on their own too, on their own 10. You know what I mean? And did it their way. You know what I mean? So and the Bay is always like you said, game. They give up game
yeah.
with their shit, man. And they got a lot of trendsetters, man. So yeah, shout out to the Bay and all those cats, man, that came out and did their thing. You speaking on Onyx and all that shows me too, man, that you're just a real hip hop dude, bro. Because if you come up in this hip hop, all of that shit, man, before you had, I'm like you too. Now I have a set, of course we like what we like, but coming up in this shit, you liked all of it, and you went through phases just where it was about all the East Coast shit, you know what I mean, and certain groups and all that. But that was what I think what was good about hip hop back in the day, man, was that to enjoy it all. Now it's kind of like you have to get put in the box of what you can like or what you know what I mean. I don't know, but back when we were coming up, hip hop as a whole, you appreciated it because we got to experience all the different facets of it. We got to experience people coming out, like you said, 2 Live Crew, from Miami. We got the Ghetto Boys in Houston, and we got Onyx where it started. But we had all that shit, Midwest and Chicago and all these parts, Seattle, mix a lot. You know what I mean? And we got to experience all and love it all. And now we don't have that no more. It's like they put it in a box. And what I don't like too now is like everyone sounds the same. You don't have no creativity. You don't know who is who. You feel me?
That's true. That's true too. That's true too. But one thing I want to say too, um, the Dog Pound, right? The Dog Pound changed everything for me though. And that Chronic, when that Chronic dropped,
Yeah.
that shit changed everything. Chronic, Snoop, Dog Pound, Nate Dogg,
Yes,
who's
sir.
also on my hoodie. You know what I mean? Shout out to Nate Dogg, rest in peace.
Snake.
That shit really made me want to rap when I heard the Dog Pound
Changed the
and what
game.
they did, man.
They changed the game. That dog food album
Real,
changed the game, bro. Death Row, I mean, like you said, we just go down the line, but got to start with Dre because it really all started at Dr. Dre tree.
Exactly.
I was thinking about that today earlier. I was listening to something and just going down the thing, and I had to give Dre. I mean, everyone gives Dre his props. I don't want to say he doesn't get it, but you got to think everything that Dre, that tree, everything that he touched, man. Everyone that came from under Dre are legends, bro. All of them.
Factual. Yes, sir.
Shout out to Dr. Dre. All of them are legends, bro. From everyone he touched, bro. Everything that Dr. Dre touches is classic, man. So we got to show love to Dre. Man, what do you think now? Let me ask you this too. Being in this era we are, you come from hip hop and you've seen all the changes and everything. What do you think about hip hop now, man? It's like it went from, obviously a lot of changes, but it was like the number one genre. Finally, like hip hop took over the world, bro. But you fast forward to like now, it's kind of in a weird state where you got a lot of these youngsters who came up and were doing a lot of great things, but it's like taking a turn now. Everyone's either getting killed or getting fed cases, and and then it's kind of turned upside down right now. Hip hop, we don't really know what's going right now. And then you got the internet which is changed so much too. Far as I don't know, man. It's a lot of weird shit going on in hip hop right now. What do you think about the state of hip hop right now?
I mean, honestly, I think it's refreshing to see all the OGs do music again. Number one, right? We got Snoop dropping a new album.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The Dog Pound just dropped. The East Side just dropped a new one. It's refreshing to see all the OGs doing music again because for some reason in our genre, there's an age cap on rap, and I think that's some bullshit, man. It's like if you can still spit, then you should still put out music. You know what I mean? Like, don't let anybody define when we should hang this shit up. You know what I mean? So to see the OGs back at it, refreshing. You know what I'm saying? To
I
see
think
Richie,
I
I'm sorry,
think
go ahead.
I'm sorry to cut you off. Let me say this. I think those names that you just said are the ones that changed that though, because before that, like you said, it was an age cap
Yeah,
rap. Like sorry for all the cats that came out in the 80s, but it's like they just washed them away, bro. All the legends
yeah,
and
yeah.
you know
They
what I mean?
did.
They're
They
too old
did.
want to hear them. But the 90s cats now up to now kind of changed that to where they're the ones that's really holding this shit up right now. I mean, of course, the youngsters are doing what they do and doing the big shit. But like you just said, the Snoops and all these cats are still here and have a big presence in the game. You know what I mean? Really
Definitely.
doing big things.
Did you see a young before I get into it, a young cat that I do truly admire is La Russell.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
La Russell, man,
Yeah, he's
I
dope.
love the way he's doing it. You know what I mean? He's bringing the old heads in. Like he's really and he's doing his own thing. You know what I mean? He's not worried about the outside noise. He takes care of his team and he's doing it his way. But seeing Richie Rich on stage with La Russell
Yeah,
and blowing his knee out and still rapping, man, that shit was inspiring, man.
crazy. That was crazy. And shout out to Richie.
Yeah.
Richie Rich is
That
one of
shit.
my favorites too. Shout out to Richie Rich.
Underrated too. Underrated, man. Like,
Hella underrated. But you know the thing about Richie Rich, he don't give a fuck. Richie Rich is like
yeah,
he never really cared about that. He just gonna do him. But Richie Rich is
yeah,
definitely underrated, man. Shout out to Richie Rich,
for
Bay
sure.
Bay legend. Well, let's get into some of your stuff, man. Like I know you said you just currently working. I know you got a new single out, but refresh the people, like if you want to tell them about some of the past work you've done and kind of what you got going on now.
All right, man. Past work. I got a pretty big catalog. I've done a lot of music, so it's kind of hard to pinpoint everything. But most recently, I've done a lot of collaborations with my homies out in Australia, man. Like that's my second home, man. Shout out to Beast Low Key, Excel, DIB, LP. Like I got a really big following over there, man. They kind of like revived my career as well. But so I have a track out called Coast that dropped about I think about a month ago, 2 months ago.
Right.
Operation Grind Mode just dropped this past Tuesday. Um, shit, Stimulate. I got so many. It's hard to kind of like pinpoint. I would have to pull my catalog out, but y'all can find me on Spotify. Just search Celeon with a zero, and you're gonna see everything that I've done.
Yeah, shout out to Didi. She's putting all your links in the chat as we speak, and we'll have them all in the
Uh,
description after the show, so everyone
I
can click
appreciate that.
links. Yeah, we'll have all the links. And you speak about Australia, like all these. So have you pretty much traveled the world? Like where? Name some of the places you've been and really put your planted your feet in the pavement at.
Man, okay. As far as traveling, I've been shit. I've been kind of everywhere. I've been to Hawaii, Singapore, Australia, Thailand.
Damn.
Um, as far as the music, I was out in Poland. I got a homegirl out there, Nicole Funk.
Did you
Yo,
say?
she's incredible. Go ahead.
Did you say Poland?
Yeah, Poland. And I got a homegirl out there, Nicole Funk. She's dope on the talk box. I got
Okay.
a track. I got a track called All I Need, and she did the beat, and she did the talk box vocals on there. I gotta check that out. Like, yeah, she cold. So Poland, Australia. I've been to Australia, but I haven't been there recently.
Right.
All over Europe.
Germany, all
Um,
in your area though, right?
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Hey, hold
Yeah,
on, hold on.
but
Oh, before you fuck me up with the Poland shit. Tell me a little bit about Poland, man. I can never really imagine Poland. What's it like in Poland, bro?
man, I mean, it's same thing as Germany, man. Like hip hop is at the forefront. You go to any of the clubs out there, man. Them shits is cracking till about 4 or 5 in the morning,
Wow.
sometimes six, and they really play rap all night. You know what I mean? And they now in Poland they do like the G Funk, man. The G Funk is all over the world. You know
G
what I'm saying? And that's
over the
G
world,
Funk all over the world, all
G
over the world.
over the world, baby.
Yeah.
That's
and
right.
that's and that's kind of what it is, man. A lot of folks are connected to that classic West Coast '90s sound, man. That Nate Dogg, that Dog Pound. You know what I mean? So
Something
if you
about
listen to my
90s.
Yeah, something about it. And if you listen to my music, right, like I'm kind of like a melting pot of everything that I grew up listening. Right,
Right,
so I have a West Coast sound to it. At the
right,
same time, I can do the choppy Midwest flow as well.
right.
It just depends on the beat. You know what I mean? So, and that's kind of what Europe is, man. It's a melting pot of everything. So,
Wow. That's dope. That's dope too that you said that G Funk, because it seems like it did once it hit, it took over, bro. You know what I mean? And I don't know, some people couldn't accept. Some people were like, "Whoa, is this a thing?" But it really took over. Um, Even though now like new stuff is took over the trap and all that, but I think that G Funk still be rearing its head and it comes back around like it ain't gonna never go nowhere.
it's not. It's a reason why they keep bringing back all the '90s acts
Yeah.
to all these different countries because that's that sound that everybody wants to go back to. So they
Right.
bring all these legends back overseas, and that's
Right.
where they make their money at. You know what I mean? Because they love that here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree, man. It's like that's why those artists can still, you know what I mean, stay alive and stay, because like you said, it's like even if they just go and just do their old shit, classic shit, that shit is just like
Yeah.
it's classic. People want to hear it, you know?
For sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely, man.
that's hella dope, man. That's hella dope. But also now like where we're at, speaking on like the game now, where do you think um what do you think the future, man, of hip hop will be? Well, I mean, we know where we stand with it, but I mean the future, what up, Philip in the chat? What do you think the future of hip hop will be as far as the youngsters coming up now? Because it's kind of like the youngsters are kind of all over the place with it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
They're trying to find their way, you know. It's a lot of ups and downs, stuff that comes and goes. Like I said, we know where we stand with our shit, but what do you think
Mhm.
is the future for hip hop as far as where the youngsters stand?
I mean, tell you the truth, I think thanks to the whole Kendrick Drake thing, right? I think um, we're gonna get back to some real music. You know what I mean? And honestly, like I don't listen to none of the mainstream younger cats, but it's a lot of independent underground young artists, man, that I really rock with, man. Like they putting out some good music out here. You just got to go find it.
Right,
You know
right.
what I mean? I'm a music head, man. I love it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always looking at um, new music coming out. I actually got this thing that I started called Hidden Gems, right? Where I find music that I like, and I create these little reels, and I put everybody else on it. You know what I mean? So I just love music, man, and it's a lot of youngsters out there that's doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying? And not this mainstream bullshit.
Right, right. And
So
that's the thing about the internet too. You know, internet is good and bad, but the good thing is it's shit out there that you can go find. You know what I mean? It's definitely
yeah,
out.
for sure. Yeah.
Um, and also speaking on the Kendrick and Drake thing, I'm glad you brought that up because I think that was actually good for hip hop because it woke people up. I even think it woke Drake up because I think Drake, as big as he and how big as he is, I think he was comfortable because really,
hmm
even though how people, whatever you say about Drake, you know what I mean, I really think he's dope though. The boy can spit, you know what I mean. But I think he got comfortable with all this bullshit and just, you know what I mean. And so Kendrick came and woke his ass up, and he got an
Yeah.
awakening too. To had to wake him up because he ain't, you know what I mean. It ain't the same for him no more. You know what I mean. So that
Yeah.
up, I
Yeah.
think it woke everyone up, especially the younger generation, to like, okay, you feel me. And now it kind of, like you said, is bringing some shit back to where people woke
hmm
up. Got to break out of that bullshit phase right now. You know what I mean? What up, Tweed Cadillac? Yeah, so I think that was a good thing for hip hop. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, I never was a big Drake fan from the jump. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Like I couldn't.
Wasn't either. I'm just saying though. I
I,
just know music, and I know when I hear dude. Sometimes I know
yeah.
he can spit, but he does too much of you know,
Yeah. It's
that
the
bull.
character, right? It's the
Yeah,
character for like I can never get past the grassy
grassy. Yeah, yeah.
Jimmy phase. You know what I mean? I couldn't get past that. Like he always seemed like a fraud. I mean,
Was
music wise,
he was I'm gonna keep it real. That's what I'm saying. We ain't gonna sugarcoat shit.
yeah,
Was a fraud in a sense of that, but sometimes hip hop does that to make people. Once you get so big, you can believe you are something that you're not. You know what I mean?
yeah,
He
yeah.
got
He
so big that he can mend, he can mingle, he can be with the G's, he can do this and that. So he becomes someone that he really isn't. You know what I mean? And that's the truth of it. He you know what I mean? Because I'm like you, I study this shit and I seen old interviews and clips of this dude, and he was nothing like what he is now, even the way he talked and all that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know what's up. You know what I mean?
He got humble though. You know what I'm saying? But it was, I think, what was disappointing though is how everybody kind of conformed, right? And just kind of like they wouldn't hold him accountable. Y'all would talk shit about Kendrick's tracks, but then when he got murdered, y'all wouldn't talk about how Drake took that L. You know what I mean? Like even some of the more well-known celebrities and shit, how everybody got quiet. You know what I mean? I couldn't get behind it. It just showed you that a lot of this shit is fake, man. It's all money driven. You know what I mean? Everybody can get bought. You know.
Facts.
So,
And then the way Kendrick,
but
and if you really know hip hop, you listen to where really Kendrick, that shit was deeper than a diss track. He broke that shit down in those
man,
bars and he read Drake. He told him about himself, bro. You know what I
yeah,
mean? About the how he's a colonizer. I mean, the way he broke that shit down, bro. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, man.
killed it,
Killed
killed it. He buried that shit.
Killed
And
it.
once again, and with Kendrick too, man, it's kind of cool to see his growth as well, right? Because I don't know if you remember this, but J Rock obviously was the forefront.
Word.
J Rock
Was his
he had
life.
a deal. Yeah, he had to deal with strange music, right? He had to deal with strange music.
You're right.
And I actually saw J Rock on tour when he had that deal. You know, I got a picture with him and everything.
You're
So to
right
see,
about that. You're right.
yeah, that
Go ahead.
he
Go ahead.
was opening up for J Rock. So to see like where he came from and where he's at now, man, that's nothing but respect, man. And
Yeah,
I don't know, some cats just hating this shit, but you can't hate on greatness, man. Like
you can't.
he's the truth, man. He's
You
the
can't.
truth.
Like you
Yeah.
said, man, you got to respect Kendrick, his growth, where he came from. Because like you said, he was nobody. He was a little guy. He was J Rock's hype man. J Rock was
Yeah.
to be the star. And J Rock, even though J Rock is he's underrated, but it just
Definitely.
it,
Definitely.
things work sometimes where J Rock never got his full due, but he got his Grammy and he got his. But J Rock was supposed to be great too, you know what I mean? And he is. But Kendrick though was that hidden gem, and
Hmm.
it's work
Hmm.
how they work, But shout out to all of them, man. The whole camp,
For
Absol,
real, for real.
the whole camp
Yeah.
there, man.
And the cool thing about J Rod too, man, like this cat is really humble, man. Like when I had a chance to talk to him and shit, just to see how humble he was, man. Like one thing in common with all the great artists, man. Majority of them is humble, man. Tech Nine a humble ass dude, you know what I'm saying? J Rock humble. A lot of E40, a lot of the big dogs, they really humble, man. And
Yeah.
and I gotta respect that shit, man. It's cool to see that.
Yeah. Dope. Shout out to my brother, my big bro Tweet Cadillac in the chat. I don't know if you know about some legends, Penthouse Players Click, DJ Quick and all them. That's my brother
Oh yeah.
Tweet
Man,
Cadillac.
DJ Quick, another legend.
Legend.
Another
Legend.
one of the coldest producers, hands down.
Hands down top 3 in my list. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Underrated.
Under,
Underrated.
underrated. Yeah. So what you got going on, man? We coming to the end of 2024. We got 25 coming up. You got some big plans, man, for what you got going on. I know you do other things as well with just the rapping. You're an artist. Graphics and media.
Uh,
Like what you got going on for 2025, bro?
Man, 2025 is actually gonna be a real big year for me. I'm moving back to the States, right? And I'm about to retire, man. So I'm going into this next chapter of life. Don't know what's ahead of me, but just being optimistic, man. As far as music, I don't really know what I'm gonna be doing going forward. As of right now, I'm just gonna wrap up some of these collabs I got going on, and then I think probably the first year I might just have to focus on getting my family situated and just kind of focus on that aspect of life, you know.
Right, got
But
you. Or how about your kids? Are they into hip hop and stuff, or do they got their own life going on?
yeah, they got their own thing going on. My youngest, I think he might venture into the music game at some point. He's pretty talented.
Right.
He got a pretty good voice. He might become a little singer or some shit like that. I don't know, but he's kind of everywhere though. So
Right.
yeah.
Dope. So my man say he's coming back to the States, gonna get some shit cracking. When you come back, where you headed back to KC, or you going? I know you've been in Diego, and where you think you're gonna land at?
No, so I'll be in Virginia for sure. Kansas
Okay.
City, I've been away from Kansas City for a while now. You know what I mean, because of my job and everything. I've
Okay.
actually probably spent more time in Cali. I lived in San Diego for 5 years. And I
So
lived in
military thing going on.
yeah. So I mean, so I'm gonna let the cat out the bag because most cats don't know because I keep my job separate
Right.
from my entertainment side. But yeah, I'm about to retire from the military.
Oh man, congratulations.
Yeah. I
Congratulations.
appreciate that.
That's big, homie. Like to say you retired
Appreciate that.
and from the military, you got some good benefits,
Yeah.
you got some good things going on. You can relax and do what you want to do. Shout out to Virginia. I lived in Virginia briefly as well, man. I know that's I lived there briefly too, man. Shout out to VA, man. The seven cities and all that. I was up in
Okay,
that.
okay.
Yeah,
What part of Virginia? What part of Virginia?
I was in Chesapeake, Norfolk, all around
Okay.
the area,
Yeah,
Portsmouth,
yeah, yeah.
all that. I was
Okay.
around
I know
those
where it's at.
spots. Yeah, man. Shout out to VA, man. I was moving around up there for a minute.
Yeah, that's dope. That's
Yeah,
dope, man.
yeah. So anything you want to let the people know or tell the people some things about like we haven't touched on?
Biggest thing, right? Hey, I'm open to collaborate with anybody, any genre. I don't care the age demographic. It doesn't matter. I'm a pretty versatile artist. You know what I mean? I can perform to almost anything, and I'm just open to network, man. I'm all about collaborating, but if we choose to collaborate, right? Because one of the most irritating things that I see happening these days is you agree to collaborate with somebody, right? And
Right,
then they won't promote the material. It's
right,
like why do we collaborate if you're not even gonna promote the shit?
right.
You know what I'm saying? So if we gonna collaborate, let's make sure we both put in the work and promote the product. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it's all about. It's all about teamwork. Together, everyone achieves more, right? So
Facts. I agree. I agree on that, man. You're gonna
yeah,
collaborate, and we gotta do it for real because some people just play around with this shit. Like you say, just do it,
yeah.
and it's like, what's the point?
Exactly. Play around for a couple likes or whatever, you know what I mean? Then pop off. Like, man, because when I do it, man, I put everything behind it, right? I mean, I do graphic work not just for myself. I'll do the artwork. I'll do the promotional material for everybody that's involved in the track. You know what I mean? Like, I'll put in work for everybody because it's our track. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And the least you can do is share the shit on your platform. You know what I mean? It's not gonna hurt you to share the content. You know what I mean? Like, come on, this like you would share a stranger's content, somebody you don't even know, but you won't even support your homies.
That's the cold part about this hip hop
You know
shit.
what I mean?
I've so,
Yeah, like
so many
you
people
gonna
have
share,
story. You get so much more love from people who don't even know you, opposed to the people that
yo,
do, that you're supposed to get your support from. It's a cold game, bro.
and that's factual, right? Because I'm doing this interview with you right now because of doors that were opened by people that I met through Instagram.
Right,
You know what
right,
I'm saying? I got cats that I've known for 20 plus years that won't even share my shit.
right.
You
That's
know what I
it.
mean? But I got strangers
Yeah,
that open doors and allow me to be on this platform. You know what I mean? So
that's a
I
cold.
respect it.
That's a cold part of this game, bro. But that's
Yeah,
unfortunately how it is, man. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, the homie tweet said Newport News. Shout out to Newport News, VA. Um,
yeah. I've been out there too.
Richmond. You know, all VA is crack.
Yeah, Richmond. I'll
Shout
be
out,
close to Richmond for sure.
yeah, shout out to VA, bro. That's why features. He said that's why features don't make a hit track. Yeah, man.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a cold game, man. You know, with this stuff, man. But we make the most of it and the best of it. Like you said, the most part
That's it.
for the love. So when your
That's
love
it.
heart is in it, you know what I mean. We're gonna keep it rocking, man. You know what I mean.
That's it.
Uh,
Rock with those that rock with you. You know what I mean? That's it. Just focus on those people.
Well, one more thing about hip hop, and we spoke about a lot of the changes. We've now moved into an era where, you had people. We talk about the Bay and all these and Tech Nine people who kind of started the independent thing, but now hip hop is somewhat of a fully independent genre. to where labels, I don't want to say they're obsolete, but I mean, a lot of stuff is pretty much independent. How do you like or dislike where the game is now, where as far as how it is now, how cats make music and what do they call that? Consume music, consumers and the makers of it. How do you feel about where it is now?
Yeah. I love it from the aspect, right? It's easier to create, it's easier to network globally. I mean, financially, I mean, it's not a big monetary gain off your music, right? Unless you do a hard copies or not.
Right.
But I love the networking piece of it. You know what I'm saying? That I can have a track over here, send that shit to my homie in Australia, be like, hey man, DLB, jump on this beat, and he'll send that shit right back to me.
Right.
So I like that aspect of it. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just you have to do it for yourself, right? And you have to also have you have to have a job that gets you some kind of income. If you're doing this with the hopes of getting some kind of revenue,
yeah, that ain't gonna work.
You're gonna compromise your material. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like you put out better music when you're not worried about making money off it.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So.
And being a grown man, that's just not gonna work. I mean, as a
kid, exactly.
You're trying to make it happen, yeah, but as a grown man, that's not
gonna work. Yeah. You can't be 30 years old talking about, I'm still trying to get on. Nah, man. Like you got to get a regular job.
Yeah,
get your regular job and fund your passion.
Right.
Fund your dream from your regular job, you know what I mean? And then you won't compromise your material. You can create what you want to create.
Right. That's a fact. That's a fact. Grown man shit right there, man. Man, we got my brother Celeon, man, with the 0 on after the O or before the O.
Yeah, with the 0.
With the 0 right there, man. Get at the people, man. Tell the people where they can follow you once. Again, I told you we're gonna have all your links and everything in the chat. DD's been posting all your stuff in the chat so they can link up. But just tell the people again, whatever else you want to let them know, and also tell them where they can follow you and get at you, man, for features, for business, or just to follow you and check out some of your music, download your music, all that.
Yeah, for sure, man. So first off, I got to give a shout out to DD for linking this up.
DD,
I appreciate that. I got to give a shout out to Two Souls Forever. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't even know that connected. That's my girl. I seen her posting it earlier, and then I really seen the connection. I didn't know about that, but that's my homegirl too, man. Shout out to Two Souls, man.
That's two Souls open up a lot of doors for me. Honestly, that's like the main connection that kind of opened me up.
Yeah.
To working with Victor Moan and getting my track on the Ghetto Buster TV series and things like that. So that whole side over there too. So Chena Productions, everybody over there, man, nothing but respect. Like that's extended family right over there. You know what I mean?
Two Souls, good, right there.
Yeah, for sure. As far as following me, hit me up on Instagram. Instagram seems to be like the best platform I've made most of my connections through. You can find me at hip-hop.Celeon, that's CELE0N _like-minds, LIK3MYNDZ. And that's the best way to honestly, hit me up and connect through. You know what I'm saying? And we can make things happen from over there.
For sure. Celeon, do you like DeLeon tequila? No Diddy. It was popping. I don't know if it's popping no more.
Nah, I'm not a big drinker for real. I kind of graduated into drinking wine now.
Okay, grown
I'm
man.
more of a wine drinker now. Yeah. You know, gotta take care. So
you on your grown man shit. No Diddy. Celeon, I just had to say that with the Celeon. You feel me? But
it's crazy because Celeon is actually my cousin, right? It used to be a Celeon, right?
Okay.
And my cousin, they used to clown me and shit, like, man, that shit sounds too much like Celine Dion.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, damn, bro. He like change that shit to Celeon, kind of like the spinoff of Coleon.
Right.
Okay. All right. So yeah, my little cousin, he pretty much gave me that name, Celeon, and that's kind of what I ran with for all these moves.
Oh, that's dope. I like that name. That's hard, bro. You know what I mean? And
I appreciate it.
I didn't even think about the Celeon thing, but I thought more about the DeLeon. But Leon like Corleone, that's hard, bro. mean?
Celeon, aka Mr. Building Bridges, man, because that's the thing I'm the most passionate about is building bridges. You know what I mean? Networking. You
I like
know what I'm
that.
saying? We don't burn bridges here, we build them.
That part.
That's what we about.
I like that. And that's what it's about. That's what I push too, homie. Bringing people together. Peace,
Yes,
love.
sir.
You know what I mean? We got enough bullshit out there. We did that enough, man, in our life, bro. You know what I mean? We got to push forward, man. We only got so much time here on this earth,
Definitely.
man. We can't take it lightly, man. So I push for the same shit, bro. You know what I mean? Love, you know what I mean? Bullshit you can leave
Yeah.
over there. You know what I mean? So
Exactly. Yeah. Like-minded.
like-minded, bro. I appreciate
Yes,
it. We
sir.
gotta link in too, man. You know, we gotta get out. So we'll put something together. I'll get at
Yeah,
you.
for sure.
We can link up and put something together too, bro. Cause I get
Hey,
out.
let's do it. I'm open for it, man. I'm open for anything. So
For sure.
I'm quick too. I won't sit on this shit for like 2-3 months. You know what I mean? I'll give you a quick turnaround.
That part. Me too. I'm
Yeah.
like-minded, like you say, like-minded or
Yes,
mind.
sir.
What do you call it? Like-minded minds or whatever. I
Yeah,
like
like minds. Yep.
for sure. So, man, the homie Celeon, man, is in the building live on the G-Lew show, man. Thank you, brother, for coming on, man, and spending your time with us. Now, I know we got started late. Tyson, we had to watch Tyson, man, unfortunately.
Had to.
Shout out
Had
to Tyson,
to.
legend. And thank you, Nate Love. Everyone said great interview, man. Everyone appreciates you and appreciates your integrity, man, and your hard work.
Man.
I know we just celebrated Veterans Day, so happy Veterans Day to you too, brother.
Thanks. I appreciate that. And I appreciate everybody tapping in. You know what I mean? Hey, let's make sure y'all follow me. Hey, and I will actually follow back and won't, you know what I'm saying, delete that shit later. Like,
Right.
what you see is what you get. You know what I mean? I'm a solid guy. Sure.
That part, I appreciate that. I appreciate solid homies, man. They're hard to come by these days, man. So respect to you, man. Solid, keep it solid, man, and stay strong, bro.
Will do, man. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate your time and the opportunity for sharing that platform, man.
Hey, you're welcome back anytime, man. You got some new stuff coming out or you want to come back and talk about anything, man, the line is always open, bro.
All right, thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Celeon the Great, man, all the way from Germany, man. This dude right here, man, has a long road, has come full circle, man, has traveled the world, and he's here to bless us tonight with his story, man, and testimony. So we appreciate him, man. Thank you, brother, again.
I appreciate you, man. Much respect.
Yes, sir, all the time, man. And shout out to my producer, DD Hairston, who made it happen tonight, man. Another great show. Like I said, we started late because we had to watch Mike Tyson, man. Unfortunately, you know, that was crazy. But shout out to Mike, man, for hanging in there. And shout out to all of y'all that watched us tonight. We'll be back tomorrow night with a special edition of Conversations in the Hookah Lounge. I'm gonna hang out with Lala tomorrow. DD's gonna be out, so we'll be hanging out tomorrow night. If you got your Saturday to spend, come spend it with me in Long Beach, Lala. We're gonna hang out tomorrow night. Thank you everyone in the chat for joining us tonight. Cecilia, I see you. Nate Love. Shout out to my producer again, DD Hairston. Everyone that tapped in tonight. Great show. Much love, respect. I got some more work to do because it don't stop. So I'm gonna get up out of here. Much love. You guys have a great evening. And if you miss anything, go back and check the replay. It's there for your service. Don't get nervous. It's the G-Lew Show.
BGRINDMODE since the age of 13. Dodging many obstacles as a teen in these streets. Consistently getting apprehended by the whole league. Even my own family turn their back on me. Just see that boy won't amount to it. Use it as motivation and moved out that bitch. Dude's fingers in the air like I'm out this bitch. Activate the switch and committed to the grip. Flip the script all while remaining authentic. Down in the focus to never look back. I'm a wild lad to a full-time active dad. The fold doing muscle ups in the squat rack. On the weekend in the stew working on tracks. No cap or fiction, spitting off facts. In the league on my own grind, ethics unmatched. I wake up in the morning, money on my mind in operation grind mode. I throw up my fit and my kicks as I'm hitting out the door. In pursuit of success, cause that's the only way that I roll. Well connected in the game like Connect 4. Running circles like you squares like tic-tac-toe.
Ain't good to worry about the bill when I'm in that zone.